Okay, we are live on both YouTube and Facebook. And what I'm going to try to do is leave a comment, which I cannot do right now. Oh, there we go. There's a comment. And crystalconcentrics@gmail is the way to reach me. You can feel free to take a screenshot of anything that you like. So I'm going to put my camera right up there. Let me know if you log on, if you need to see anything higher, because what's happened was here, for example, if I get this and I show it to you here, that is actually a good height. So basically wherever my face is will be sufficiently high. What we're doing here, by the way, my name is Kyle Russell, and we are doing a live, I call it the Crystal Buyers Show, and it's here to give you a sense of what is available in different types of stone. And today we're going to be talking a lot about opal and blue stones, particularly Larimar. So I'm going to show you a bunch of these pieces, and if you're interested in them, you will screenshot and then send me a private message, or they call them DMs, a direct message. You can also email me crystalconcentrics@gmail.com. And I think what we'll do is we'll start with opal. Now, as you might know, jade exists in two primary types, nephrite and jadeite. And the opal exists in two primary types as well, the Ethiopian opal and the Australian opal. And I'll say right off the bat, you want to really do your research as to which one is sort of hydrophobic or hydrophilic, which one likes water, which one doesn't like water. Because if you use water or like take a shower on certain opals, I think it's the Ethiopian ones, they will lose their color. And people have said if you wait, it will come back, that the color will return if you just dry it out properly. So I honestly don't know which is which, and I wouldn't want to chance either way. But I'm going to start by showing you some of the Australian opals. So this, for example, is the boulder opal matrix or base material. And here you have a largish piece with some nice sort of semi-flash going on here. Now, I said that there were two types of opal, the Ethiopian and the Australian. But in fact, there are two other ways of thinking about opal. One is what we call the fancy flash opal, or the common opal. So there is a pink opal that's used for carving out of Peru, and there's a green opal from Madagascar. There's also a chocolate opal from Madagascar. And that stuff is usually a uniform color and does not have the fancy flash that you may experience from some of the more expensive types of opal that are out there. Now, I have some really special pieces like this, great big freeforms. These have been hand polished in India. So India is famous for faceting and freeform cutting like this, whereas China is more famous for standard form, like with carvings. I don't know if China is competitive with India as far as um, facet cutting. I think facet cutting is really a specialty in India. So that was an Ethiopian piece, and we have a bunch of smaller ones like these, for example, a whole box full of these, and these little ones are only like 30 bucks on sale. If you catch them on sale, you can have that. Here we have some nice rough ones with some interesting flash. This one was brought down from $60 to $40. So it's possible to get a decent opal for under $100 and even under $50. Now, these here are opals that are suspended inside of sort of acrylic molds. This is Australian material, and it's on sale from 136 to 68. So it's nice to get a nice little group of small flashy opals that you can wear right on your ears if you do wear earrings. We have more of that Australian material here. Some of them have chains, but you can see they're little vials and they have a cap. Some of these caps are sterling, some of them are white metal. Neither one is too tarnishy or sort of susceptible, but because these are in acrylic settings, that also should be okay against your skin and your sweat. And maybe you can shower with them. I don't know. I think generally the Australian is supposed to be more hearty than the Ethiopian. Over here, we have a selection of, this is the Boulder Opal Matrix. It doesn't have any flash in it, except that they've inset some cabochons, 1, 2, 3, that look really good. And these are just really amazing. I met the original carver of these, and he's not making them anymore. And you see it's got this amazing kind of tiger iron material, and some of them have hematite running through them, which is a nice added feature. Here's a round one, very cool, and it is actually drilled so that you can run a string or a chain through it. So those are Ethiopian opals that are kind of cool, and we have a few other things here I wanted to show you, which are small pendants. These are kind of fun. I have several that are sort of cap set. This is a cap setting here, and it's got really nice flash and a really cool shape. And these are very advantageously priced. They're discounted 50% off from $88 down to $44. So we don't specialize in opal, but we have enough opal that we could pretend to specialize in it. Certainly, we have pendants, we have rings, we have Boulder opal, and we have Ethiopian, and we have Australian, we have rough, and we have polished. So those are the types of things that can make you qualify as an opal specialist. But because we have so many other types of stones and specializations, we don't want to get super tied down to opal as something that we always have to have in stock. One thing, though, that I put away, and it's sad because this is a jewelry show, and I'm talking about opal, but I want to tell you that we have, hello, Bill. How do you buy these items? Well, actually, if you could pop into the chat my email address. Oh, I can do it too. That's kind of cool. Crystal Concentrics at gmail.com. .com is how you order or express interest in items. All right, that's pretty straightforward. So I've put that there, and if I'm lucky, I can pin that message. Yes, I can. So on Facebook, which is running simultaneously, we have that email address up there for people to check out. Now, I wanted to tell you that even though I don't have them with me here because they're packed up for a show I'm doing in New York next weekend, we do have some cool bracelets, and I've never had bracelets before of opal. This is Ethiopian opal. We have some 4 mm stretch bracelets. We have some faceted 5 mm semi-rondelle beads in a bracelet that is adjustable so you can make it longer or shorter. And I think we have one other type. So there's the clasp bracelet, there's the stretchy bracelet. Oh, and then there's graduated globes. So we go from 6 mm down to 4 mm in a graduated fashion on these very cool, I think they're also clasp opal bracelets. So we actually have more opal than I even give myself credit for, and that's a good thing. I'm really happy to have that material available for you to check out. Just be in touch. You can email us anytime and we can talk to you about it. Now, I'm going to sprinkle in a couple little surprises just because they happen to be here before I move on to Larimar, which is another favorite. So over here, I just got these fantastic kind of crazy lace agate cabochons. They come all the way from Indonesia and they are flat backed, so they could easily be set into jewelry and they could easily be wire wrapped as well. And they're really nice because they sort of evoke that kind of sandstone from Utah or Arizona, but they are a crazy lace agate. And it's hard to pick which one is nicer than the other. They're all great. And we have some with rounded fronts and rounded backs as well. If you're into hearts, I'm going to be doing a show at some point just about hearts. The other unusual item I wanted to share with you was fluorite. You don't usually see fluorite in jewelry because it is very breakable. So this fluorite is quite nice. We call it rainbow fluorite when it has that banding. Over here we have some green ones with a little purple tinge at the top, a sort of lavender, lepidolite looking purple pink at the top. And it makes for a really nice pendant there. Not too small. This one's a little bit bigger, and it's the pretty rare and unusual um, yellow variety of fluorite. So yellow fluorite over here, put it over there so you can see it. In case it was blocked, I'm gonna have to hold it up higher. Here's the nice green fluorite heart. So we do have some fluorite jewelry. It's not something we would carry in huge quantities, but it is a nice thing to have around. Now I'm going to switch over to blue stones, and I happen to have a great big aquamarine graduated necklace here, which is extraordinary. I had this restrung with these nice little sterling beads in between. We have some turquoise as well. This is a really sweet turquoise, really nice setting, great color, US turquoise, very nice, like a Sleeping Beauty type or variety. So that is a kind of a great thing. And then we have a commenter, hopefully, Mary Lemaster is watching. Thank you for saying hello. I've been talking about jewelry. This is a jewelry live, and I've gone through a bunch of opals and shared those with you. And now I'm sharing blue stones, starting with a couple of random items that happen to be here. This is a sort of a composite turquoise. So they take little pieces of turquoise and they break it up and then they put it into a mold, and it makes for a really nice looking colorful pendant. Even though it's not solid turquoise, the color is great and the quality of the setting is quite good as well. Now, the main thing I wanted to talk about and share with you in this segment of the live is our Larimar material. Take this, for example. Larimar globes are quite wonderful, and this is an entire necklace of them. They look a little bit bluer on video. They look a little bit more pale and green in person than what you're seeing on the video screen, but they're definitely amazing Larimar material. Now, I haven't talked anything about the metaphysical aspect of these, but I wanted to tell you that the opal I consider to be a vision stone connecting you to creativity, the imagination, the subconscious. Now, Larimar specifically is a unique material. Some people call it dolphin stone, and I take that as a kind of an indicator that it's connected to what I call aqueous communication. So dolphins and whales talk to each other through the waves with sonar and unusual vocalizations that they're capable of, and they understand amongst themselves what it is they're referring to or talking to. And so Larimar I consider to be representative of that, the ocean world, not so much in a deep psyche way, but the ocean world as in a medium through which people travel and communicate. And also, I think intuitive communication can also be grouped into that sort of water communication system, like how the dolphins have it. Now we have some really excellent quality sort of crystals. They're cut into this shape, six-sided like a quartz, but the workmanship is great on the setting, and they're an unusual shape to get for Larimar. I have another necklace I want to show you. It's this one here, sort of boulder chunks, pretty cool stuff. Um, and we have over here some other ones still. I do like this material in a sphere. So we have spheres that have a little bail on it. So it's like a little ball that you can wear. Very cool. We have a sphere, a half sphere here that has been really nicely set in sterling. So the spheres are very cool. We have a sort of half, just a straight circle, like a sun-shaped pendant in Larimar. And we have these round earrings that are they're post earrings rather than dangly earrings. So that's a kind of a cool thing. And we even had one of these wire wrapped here, and it looks pretty great. Very nice workmanship, very nice quality of stones. Oh, here's a little stray aquamarine that has been wire wrapped in gold, pink gold filled wire, which is a really nice thing to have if, most of the jewelry that's out in a certain price range is going to be made with silver. So to get a nice gold colored pendant is a good thing. We have some other shapes I wanted to show you, like this reverse teardrop here. Thank you, Mary, for the comments. This is a reverse teardrop. It's almost like a shield, and it also has this kind of deluxe larger bail with a little pattern on it that makes the whole pendant a bit more of a statement. It's not just about the stone itself. Like in this case with this turquoise, the statement is the stone. Here, the setting becomes part of that statement, which is a bit of an added value for you. We have here one like that, which is another narrower reverse teardrop. Um, Interestingly, that one and this one, they start wider at the top and then they taper towards the bottom. And this is sort of an in-between situation where you have a basic bail, but it's not a nothing bail. It still has some statement value and still sort of balances the shape and size of the main pendant. This is a kind of a cool one and an unusual style that I rather like, but I don't see it that much. I think it's a little bit more rare and unusual. What they do is they create a kind of a pipe that you can run your chain through, and it's pretty big, and then you have the pendant itself. So it's a nice solid sterling setting for Larimar, and obviously we like Larimar enough that we have a whole flat here full of it. Um, and oh, I want to show you this creative one here. What they did was they took this little sort of Christmas tree shape or delta shape, and then they put different smaller cabs in it that look almost like drops of water. So that's a really nice setting idea. And also the back of the bail, it's sort of built in as a solid piece, one piece, instead of having a sort of chain bail that sort of droops at the top. And this is a really sweet option too. So if you like your Larimar and you like your Opal, I recommend you reach out. We have our email, crystalconcentrics@gmail, which is super handy to reach us. This is a nice smaller one too that I like a lot. Um, Thank you, Emma, for saying hello. Yeah, I hope you saw most of these Larimars. We have them smaller like this, and we have them larger. We showed you some other blue ones. Oh, like aquamarine, we have an aquamarine necklace and a little sphere, and this is a really cool cut heart. So this they drilled out the center, and then they cut this in the shape of a heart, and it's got some matrix in it, so it's not all blue, but it's quite attractive, and it has a pink gold wire wrapping bail on it, which makes it a really unusual thing. So Emma, you know that I'm a big fan of Sugilite. In fact, I happen to be wearing one right now. There it is, beautiful piece, not seeing the purple quite as well as you might. But I'm going to do a show on Sugilite, and you should maybe email me and say, hey, can you put me on my short list to be alerted when you do a Sugi show? Because I have crazy earrings, pendants, cabochons, slabs, chunks, tumbles. I have Sugilite of every type and every sort of price point, although the Sugi tends to start higher up than most other materials. So thank you so much, Emma, for asking about that. Feel free to join our mailing list at crystalconcentrics.com, where we actually already on our online store have a bunch of Sugilite uploaded. For those who weren't here at the beginning of the show, I'm going to do a little tiny review of some of the opals that I had. Oh, and I have another surprise piece. This is called Roman glass. It was found in Jerusalem, and it's a huge slab of it. Usually what they do is they take a composite of like little shards of it, and it's quite colorful. But I'm just show you how amazing this stuff is. It has a really cool, glassy indigo look that is quite wonderful. So nobody really carries that here. It's kind of a specialty item. I have that one and I have this one, both very, very nice indeed. This is a darker, more indigo blue. So back to the opals, I had shown you some rough cut pieces, free forms like that. I showed you some boulder opal. We have a bunch of really nice freeform pendants. Everything that we have in opal is under 100 or even under $50. And that is very advantageous because we're not trying to expand our opal holdings right now. We're trying to lighten the opal load. These are made on like basically like tiger iron bases. I met the artist who created these, and he put really nice cabs of Australian opal into the Australian matrix material. And we have these cool little sort of vials of Australian opal chips, which is very nice. And we have chains. Some of them come with chains, and and we also have rings that I haven't even shown you. So if you're interested in seeing the opal rings, I recommend you reach out to me, crystalconcentrics@gmail. And also, I want to let you know I'm trying to do a broadcast at 4 p.m. every Saturday and every Sunday. Saturdays are for specimens, Sundays are for jewelry. And then as soon as I sign off from Facebook and from YouTube, which is where you all are at now, I'm going to switch over to Instagram. I'm going to do a little Instagram live followed by a little TikTok live. TikTok is the most limiting one because they won't let you even give your email or direct people off the platform anyway, which I find kind of annoying. I don't know if that type of protective marketing model really works. eBay is also famous for doing that, not wanting you to talk to people outside of the platform. And yet, interestingly, I do better on eBay than I do on Etsy. So, oh yeah, thank you. Yes, great. Reach out, please. And yeah, so the 4 p.m. Now I'm going to be traveling the next 2 weekends, so I'm going to try to schedule something to upload to YouTube. So you'll get it on YouTube more reliably because I can schedule those than on Facebook. But if I can do some scheduling on Facebook, I'll do that too. So look for that. Look for my videos. I have over 2,000 videos out, and know that we're going to switch over to Instagram now at 4:30, and then probably do Instagram for 15 minutes and then switch over to TikTok for another 15 minutes right after that. So always it's Crystal Concentrics at Crystal Concentrics on Instagram and on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Facebook as well. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm going to skip off of this one and we're going to switch over to Instagram next, and then TikTok last. Thanks for watching, and know that these lives are going to be permanently on YouTube. The at Crystal Concentrics YouTube channel is the place to go. Subscribe. Look at what we've got. We've got great playlists there, so it's very informative. All right, till soon. I'm going to say bye on Facebook first. And so that ends thusly. And then we say we're done, and we're going to say yes. We're going to turn that into a reel. And then we're going to turn off our live stream on YouTube, which is cool too. Oh, I touched the screen, but you have to actually use a mouse. Till soon.